Sārārtha-darśinī Śrīmad Bhakti-Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Śrīmad Bhakti-Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Śrīmad Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtarashata Śrīmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki jai. Nitil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Nugubariya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadash Raghunath Shard Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायणेति नामिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनेति नामिने। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तरभक्ताय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायन विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदन्तस्तो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतम्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। तवैवास्मि तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे त्वां नायमं चरणान्तिकम्। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gargaraj ji, Dandavat Pranam, Raseshwari Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Madhavi Didi. Hari Bol, everybody. Dandavat Pranams. So I think it's actually a good thing that we didn't end up reading yesterday, because I think it's nice that we're going to read about Baladev Rasayatra on Purnima Day. That's, I think, a more appropriate day to read about this. So this is a recap of what we read the day before yesterday. The Saga of a Lizard. Oh, 1 second. Let me check the sound. I forgot to check the mic. Oops. Now it's using this mic. All right. The Saga of a Lizard. One day, the young Yadu boys, while playing in the forest, saw a huge lizard inside a well. Being unable to lift it up, they all went to Lord Krishna and brought him to the well. The Lord easily lifted the lizard with his left hand. By his touch, the lizard was transformed into a demigod. Upon being asked by Krishna, the demigod explained, I was King Nriga, son of Ikshvaku. I gave charity of countless cows to numerous Brahmins. Once, I gave a cow in charity to a Brahmin, unaware that the cow actually belonged to another Brahmin and had wandered into my herd. It actually belonged to another Brahmin, but wandered into my herd. So then the two Brahmins quarreled, and I begged forgiveness and requested them to accept 100,000 cows each in exchange for that one cow. But neither agreed. Later, after my death, I was taken by the Yamadutas to Yamaraj, who asked me which I preferred to do first, suffer the results of my sins or enjoy the results of my pious acts. I decided to suffer my sinful reactions first, and thus I assumed the body of a lizard. Nriga then offered prayers to Krishna and went to heaven in a celestial airplane. Krishna then instructed everyone on the dangers of stealing a Brahman's property. And so now we come to chapter, is it 65? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yes, chapter 65. Balaram goes to Vṛndāvana. Let's see, how many? Haribol Bhavatarini Mataji. How many verses? It goes up to 34. Okay. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Just 1 second. I just need to. Okay. So Balaram goes to Vṛndāvana. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Balabhadra Kurushreshta Bhagavan Rathamastita Suhrid Didrikshur Utkanta Prayayo Nandagokulam. Shukadev Goswami said, O best of the Kurus, once Lord Balaram, eager to visit his well-wishing friends, mounted his chariot and traveled to Nanda Gokul. Sārārtha-darśinī, Vritti by Śrīla Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura. In this chapter, Balaram visits Vṛndāvana, associates with his friends, plays with his gopis, and drags the river Yamuna. Why did Krishna, the great ocean of prema, not go to Vraj? This is answered as follows. Preyasi prema vikyata pitarav ativatsalo prema vashyascha krishnastang tyaktana katam eshyati iti matvaiva yadhava pratyabdhan pratyabhadnan harer gato vraja prema pravardhisva leeladhina tvamiyusha. The Yadu's thought. The gopis are famous for their pure ecstatic love, and Krishna's parents have intense love for him. Krishna is controlled by pure love, so if he goes to see the Vrajvasis, how will he be able to leave them and come back to us? With this in mind, the Yadus prevented Krishna from going, knowing that he becomes subservient to the pastimes in which he reciprocates the ever increasing love of the Vrajvasis. But then neither should Baladev be able to leave his brother Krishna, who is dearer to him than his own life. This argument is settled by saying that Balaram had such eagerness that his discrimination and sense control disappeared. Parishvaktas chirakanthair gopar gopi bhire vacha rama bhivadapitarav ashir bhi abhinandita. Having long suffered the anxiety of separation, the cowherd men and their wives embraced Lord Balaram. The Lord then offered respects to his parents, and they joyfully greeted him with prayers. Commentary. Nityananda Swarupopi Prema Tapto Vrajokasan Yayo Krishnam Api Tyaktva Yastam Ramam Mahustuma. Let us repeatedly glorify Balaram. Although he is in the original although he is in the original form of eternal bliss, Nityananda, due to pangs of love and separation from the residents of Raj, he went to see them, even at the cost of leaving Krishna. Balaram was embraced by gopis, the age of his mother. He greeted his parents, and they greeted him with words of blessing according to their parental love. Chiram na pahidasharha sanujo jagadishvara ityaropyang kamalingya netrai si chatur jalai. Nanda and Yashoda prayed, O descendant of Dasharha, O Lord of the universe, may you and your younger brother Krishna ever protect us. Saying this, they raised Sri Balaram onto their laps, embraced him, and moistened him with tears from their eyes. Commentary. Everywhere we hear that you, along with your brother, are the lords of the universe. Then why do you not protect your elderly parents? Saying this, first Nanda Maharaj and then Yashoda put Rama on their laps by force, kissed him, and embraced him, and drenched him with their tears. Gopavridhangscha vidivad yavishtar abhivandita yatha vayo yatha sakyam yatha sambandhamatmana. Samupetyatta gopalan hasya hasta grahadibi Vishrantam Sukamasinam Praprachu Paryupagataha Prishtaschanamayam Sveshu Prema Gargadaya Gira Krishne Kamala Patrakshe Sanyasta Kilaradhasa. Commentary. Lord Balaram then paid proper respects to the elder cowherd men, and the younger ones all greeted him respectfully. He met them all with smiles, handshakes, and so on, dealing personally with each one according to age, degree of friendship, and family relationship. Then, after resting, the Lord accepted a comfortable seat, and they all gathered around him. With voices faltering out of love for him, those cowherds, who had dedicated everything to lotus-eyed Krishna, asked about the health of their dear ones in Dwarka. and Balaram in turn asked about the cowherd's welfare. Hasta grahadivi. I wouldn't say that's shaking hands. That's very formal. He took their hands in his. Commentary. After greeting the elder cowherd men, Balaram was welcomed by the younger men according to the proper order. According to age, friendship, and relationship, Balaram associated intimately with them with smiles, by holding their hand, not handshakes, and embraces. Having rested after eating, Balaram again sat down comfortably, and they asked about his welfare. Balaram's voice choked with praying for his beloved cowherd friends as he asked about their welfare in return. The cowherd men had completely renounced their daily bodily functions. In other words, beginning from the very day Krishna left Vṛndāvana, they no longer carried out the natural activities of dressing, eating, and sleeping. Wait, let me reread that last sentence. Beginning from the very day Krishna left Vṛndāvana, they no longer carried out the natural activities of dressing, eating, and sleeping. Heavy, huh? Kachino Bandhavarama Sarve Kushalam Asate Kachit Smaratano Rama Yuyam Dara Sutanvitaha. The cowherd said, O Ram, are our relatives doing well? And Ram, do all of you, with your wives and children, still remember us? Commentary. The elder cowherd men asked, Are our friends the Yadavas well? Commentary. The men of the same age asked, Do you remember us? Dishtya kangso hata papo, dishtya mukta suhrijjana, nihatya nirjita ripun, dishtya durgam samashrita. It is our great fortune that sinful Kamsa has been killed and our dear relatives have been freed. And it is also our good fortune that our relatives have killed and defeated their enemies and found complete security in a great fortress. Gopyo hasante paprachu Rama sandarshanadrita Kachiraste sukam Krishna Purastri janavallabha. Shukadev Goswami continued. Honored to have the personal audience of Lord Balaram, the young gopis smiled and asked him, Is Krishna, the darling of the city women, living happily? Commentary. The smiling of the gopis was a sign of their unmad, their transcendental madness and prem. Otherwise, how would it be possible for such extremely shy girls suffering such intense pain of separation from Krishna to smile in front of Baladev? Understanding that this was a sign of their Mahabhav, Balaram gave them great respect rather than disregarding them. Thus it is described that Balaram honored them with his affectionate glance because he understood that these gopis were dearly beloved. They were dearly beloved devotees of Krishna and were filled with pure love for his younger brother. The gopis asked, Is Krishna happy there in Dwarka? Balaram said, How could Krishna be happy being separated from you? The gopis replied, Krishna is enjoying with many beautiful women in the city, so how could he be suffering any unhappiness of separation from us village girls? Certainly he must be happy. Kachit smarati va bandhun pitarang mataram chasa apyaso mataram drashtum sakridapya gamishyati apiva smarate smakam anuseva mahabhuja. Was a half verse. Does he remember his family members, especially his father and mother? Do you think he will ever come back even once to see his mother? And does mighty armed Krishna remember the service we always did for him? Commentary. The gopi said, well, Krishna might not remember us, but perhaps he remembers his paternal and maternal relatives and his Nanda and Mother Yashoda. We know for a fact that that the women of the city cannot be better than us at giving Krishna conjugal pleasures. Krishna must remember us for our making flower garlands, smearing sandalwood pulp on smearing sandalwood on his body, and making fans, beds, and canopies of flowers and young leaves. With this in mind, the gopis asked, does Krishna sometimes remember the services we did for him? We do not know if Krishna's strong arms are still smeared with kumkum and I don't know how you say this word unguents, unguents. Um, yeah, we don't know if they're still smeared with kumkum and unguents now that he is no longer devoted to us. In other words, the gopis are saying, we cannot imagine to what extent Krishna is involved in conjugal dealings now that he is separated from us. Mataram pitaram bhatrin pating putran swashrin api yadarte jahima sorry yadarte jahima dasharha tustyajan swajanan prabhu ta na sadhya parityajya gata sanchinna sohrida katam nu tadrisham stribhir na shraddhiyeta bhashitam. For Krishna's sake, O descendant of Dasharha, we abandoned our mothers, fathers, brothers, husbands, children, and sisters, even though these family relations are all difficult to give up. But now, O Lord, that same Krishna has suddenly abandoned us and gone far away, breaking off all affectionate ties with us. And yet, how could any woman fail to trust his promises? Commentary. Balaram said, but, most beloved gopis of Krishna, Krishna is full of love for you and always remembers you. Denying this, the gopis replied, do not have faith in Krishna's love since he rejected us, who were solely devoted to him. They expressed this in a verse and a half. The gopis continued, though we gave up everything for Krishna, he gave us up immediately and left. Balaram. Why didn't you do something to prevent him from going away? Or why didn't you go with him? Gopis. Krishna just tore our bonds of love to shreds like a blade of grass and left. Therefore, tell us, what should we have done? Balaram. Since you are maintaining your lives without him, you also must have broken your ties of love for him. Gopis. Not at all. By his words, I will return to you, repeatedly sent through messengers. Krishna retied the fetters of love even after they were broken. Again, he took hold of our life heirs as they were about to leave us, and he re-established them. Balaram. If you believe Krishna will return, then why are you so disturbed? Gopis. No, this is not correct. Since even now Krishna has not come, we have concluded that whatever he said was false. Balaram. Why did you believe what he said in the first place? Gopis. How could unintelligent, straightforward women like us not believe his words? Katam nugrinantanavastitatmano pachakrita gnasya buddha purastriya grinanti vaichitra katasya sundara smitavaloko chvastisita smaratura. How can intelligent city women possibly trust the words of one whose heart is so unsteady and who is so ungrateful? They must believe him because he speaks so wonderfully, and also because his beautiful smiling glances arouse their lust. Commentary. Some gopis speak the first two lines of this verse. Furthermore, we women of the forest are unintelligent. But how can the intelligent city women believe Krishna's words? Other gopis reply in the second two lines. Though Krishna speaks lies, it sounds very wonderful and enjoyable when those words come from his mouth. Not being able to give up the taste of those talks, not being able to give up the taste of those talks, the queens continue to listen. There is also another reason. They are disturbed by the lust which arises and grows to prominence from Krishna's smiling glance. Kinnastat kataya gopya katha kata yatapara yatyasmabhir vinakalo yaditasya tataivana. Why bother talking about him, dear Gopi? Please talk of something else. If he passes his time without us, then we shall similarly pass ours without him. Commentary. Other gopis, agitated by love in the mood of jealousy, addressed the gopis who have already spoken. They said, Time passes for both Krishna and us, but the difference is that he passes his time happily, and we pass our time miserably. We are also different from other women. If other women are together with their lovers, they live, and if they are separated, they die. But we neither live nor die. This is the fate Providence has written for us. He has written on us. Sorry, this is the um, fate that Providence has written on our foreheads. Alas, what remedy can we find? Iti prahasitam shorer jalpitam charu vikshitam katim prema parishvangam smarantyo rurudu striya. While speaking these words, the young cowherd women remembered Lord Shori's laughter, his pleasing conversations with him, his attractive glances, his style of walking, and his loving embraces. Thus they began to cry. Commentary. The gopis thought, after piercing our hearts with the 5 arrows of his sweet smiles, sweet talks, enticing glances, graceful gait, and his loving embraces, the Krishna moon disappeared from us. So how will the city women not die when he does the same to them? Overwhelmed with these thoughts, the distressed young gopis started crying right in front of Balarāma. Sankarshanasta Krishnasya Sandeshar Hridayam Gamai Santavyam Asa Bhagavan Nananu Nayako Vida. The Supreme Lord Balaram, the attractor of all, being expert at various kinds of conciliation, consoled the gopis by relaying to them the confidential messages Lord Krishna had sent with him. These messages deeply touched the gopis' hearts. Commentary. It should be understood that Krishna dispatched Baladev and Uddhav with his intimate messages because they were both his trusted friends, without consideration of their other sentiments of servitude, like Uddhav, and parental love, Vatsalya Bhav, Baladev. The use of the plural form indicates that Krishna sent many messages, not one. Some messages instructed the gopis in transcendental knowledge, some were sweet and apologetic, and some were dignified. Being heartfelt, Krishna's messages could not be revealed publicly because of their confidential nature. Balaram boldly exclaimed, "Dear gopis, now that I have consoled you, I will now go to Dwarka and bring Krishna here by force. I am not exclusively under Krishna's control like Uddhav." In this way, Balaram displayed his expertise in conciliation. Vaumaso tatvatsin madhung madhavamevacha Ramakshapasu Bhagavan Gopi Nam Ratimavahan. Lord Balaram, the personality of Godhead, resided there for the 2 months of Madhu and Madhav, and during the nights he gave his cowherd girlfriends conjugal pleasure. Commentary. According to Sridhar Swami, the month of Madhu is Chaitra, and Madhav is Vaishak, the 2 first months, spring, the 2 first months of the year. Sridhar Swami states that the gopis who enjoyed conjugal affairs with Balaram during his visit to Gokul had not taken part in Krishna's ras dance, being too young at the time. Sri Jiva Goswami says that during the pastime of Holi, when Krishna killed Shankachura, the gopis Balaram enjoyed with were different from the ones Krishna enjoyed with. Actually, there's just a video on, Gaudiya Rasamrita, just like 3 days ago. There's a morning walk thing. I think it was morning walk with Gurudev, and Gurudev was speaking on this topic. And he said, actually, this. Well, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think I heard Gurudev say that actually this thing about what Jiva Goswami says, how that the gopis that Balaram enjoyed with were different from the ones Krishna enjoyed with. That's just something to console people. You've heard that also, right? No? That actually, I mean, well, there's two things that I try to say, but actually, yeah, I mean, I don't remember Gurudev saying this exactly, but that Krishna's gopis were also with Balaram, and they were dancing together, remembering Krishna. Like their focus is all Krishna, and they were expressing their, yeah, together singing kirtan about Krishna, something like that. Anyways. Purnachandra kalamrishte komudi gandhavayuna yamuno pavane reme sevite stri ganarvrita. In the company of numerous women, Lord Balaram enjoyed in a garden by the Yamuna river. This garden was bathed in the rays of the full moon and caressed by breezes bearing the fragrance of night-blooming lotuses. Just Balaram does have his own gopis. I just want to clarify that. But yeah. Actually, in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he writes about that in the beginning of Chaitanya Bhagavat. That's like that's a big. Maybe we can read that. Commentary. Balaram enjoyed in the garden beside the Yamuna, which was bright with the rays of the full moon, fragrant with the scent of blooming white lotuses, and served by refreshing cool breezes. Balaram's conjugal pastimes took place in a small forest alongside the Yamuna, known as Sri Ramakhat, which is far from the site of Sri Krishna's ras dance. Varuna preshita devi varuni vrikshakottarat patanti tad vanam sarvam swagande nadhyavasayat. Sent by the demigod Varuna, the divine Varuni liquor flowed from the tree. The divine Varuni liquor flowed from a tree hollow and made the entire forest even more fragrant with its sweet aroma. Commentary. The presiding that liquor, Varuni, the daughter of Varuna, flowed luxuriantly from a hole in the trunk of a kadamba tree. According to Sri Harivamsa, Varuni said to Balaram, Samipam preshita pitra varunena tava nagha. My father, Varuna, has sent me to you, O sinless one. Sridhar Swami says that Varuni, a type of liquor distilled from honey, arose along with the nectar of the demigods. The sweet aroma of the Varuni made the entire forest even more fragrant. Tam gandham madhudharaya vayunopahritam bala aghrayo pagatastatra lalana samam papo. The wind carried to Balaram the fragrance of that flood of sweet liquor, and when he smelled it, he went to the tree. There, he and his female companions drank. Upagiya mano gan sorry, Upagiya mano gandavar wait, Anita sho bimandale reme karenu yutesho Mahendra ivavarana. As the Gandharvas sang his glories, Lord Balaram enjoyed with the brilliant circle of young women. He appeared just like Indra's elephant, the lordly Airavat, enjoying in the company of she-elephants. Ne dundu bhayomni vavrishu kusumar muda Gandharva munayo ramang tadvi viryar idare tada. At that time, kettle drums resounded in the sky. The Gandharvas joyfully rained down flowers. And the great sages praised Lord Balaram's heroic deeds. Upagiya mano, one second. Okay. Upagiya mano charito vanita birhala yuda vaneshu vyacharat kshivo madhavi valalochana. As his deeds were sung, Lord Halayuda wandered as if inebriated among the various forests with his girlfriends. His eyes rolled from the effects of the liquor. Sragveka kundalo matto vajayantya chamalaya bibhrat smitas mukam bhojam sweda praleya bhushitam sa aju havayamunam jala nijam vakyam anadritya matta ityapagam pala anagatam halagrena kupito vichakarshaha. Intoxicated with joy, Lord Balaram sported flower garlands, including the famous Vaijayanti. He wore a single earring, and beads of perspiration decorated his smiling lotus face like snowflakes. The Lord then summoned the Yamuna River so that he could play in her waters, but she disregarded his commands, thinking he was drunk. This angered Balaram, and he began dragging the river with the tip of his plow. Commentary. Beads of perspiration decorated Balaram's smiling lotus face like snowflakes. Yamuna did not respect Balaram's words because she thought that the words of an intoxicated person have no authority. Therefore, she disregarded him and did not come, thinking, if Balaram calls me wanting to enjoy my water, then let him come to me. You want to see a picture of this? I downloaded. Oh, Haribol, uh, Indira Mataji, Nari Hari Prabhu, Shah Sharmaji, and Mitra Binda Didi. Haribol. Let's see I downloaded some pictures. Let's see them. Wait, that's there's Rasa. See, there's Balaram dragging Yamuna. And there's another one. Okay. So Lord Balaram said, Papitam nam avagyaya yad nayasi maya huta nishetam lag. No, we didn't read this. Papitam mam avigyaya yan nayasi maya huta nishetam lag langalagrena shattadha kamacharinim. Lord Balaram said, O sinful one, disrespecting me, you do not come when I call you, but rather move only by your own whim. Therefore, with the tip of my plow, I shall bring you here in 100 streams. Commentary. Balaram said, because you did not answer my call, I will divide you into 100 streams with the tip of my plow. Evam nirbhar evam nirbhar sita bhita yamuna yadunandanam uvacha chakita vacham patita padayor nirpa. Shukadev Goswami continued, thus scolded by the Lord, O king, the frightened river goddess Yamuna came and fell at the feet of Sri Balaram, the beloved descendant of Yadu. Trembling, she spoke to him the following words. Commentary. The Yamuna, who appeared before Balaram in the form of a river, is the wife of the ocean and an expansion of Kalindi, one of Krishna's queens in Dwarka. But she was not Kalindi herself. The Harivangsha confirms Pratyuvachanarva Vadhum. Goddess Yamuna is the wife of the ocean. Rama Rama Mahabaho na jane tava vikramam yasaikam shena vidhrita jagati jagata pate. Goddess Yamuna said, Ram, Ram, O mighty armed one, I know nothing of your prowess. With a single portion of yourself, you hold up the earth, O Lord of the universe. Commentary. Goddess Yamuna said, with a single portion of yourself, you hold up the earth. The phrase ekangshena, with a single portion, refers to Balaram's expansion as Shesh. Parang bhavam bhagavato bhagavan mam ajanatim muktum arhasi vishvatman prapanam bhaktavatsala. My Lord, please release me, O soul of the universe. I didn't understand your position as the supreme Godhead, but now I have surrendered unto you, and you are always kind to your devotees. Commentary. Yamuna said, you should release me as I was ignorant of your supreme status. Param Bhavam. Param Bhavam refers to Balaram's original identity as Mahasankarshan. Tato Vyamunchunam Yachito Bhagavan Bala Vijagaha Jalam Stribhi Karenu Vir Ive Bharat. Shukadev Goswami continued. Thereupon, Lord Balaram released the Yamuna and, like the king of the elephants with his entourage of she-elephants, entered the river's waters with his female companions. Kamam vihritta salilar utirnaya sitambare bhushanani maharhani tadhokanti shubham srajam. The Lord played in the water to his full satisfaction, and when he came out, Goddess Kanti presented him with blue garments, precious ornaments, and a brilliant necklace. Commentary. Kanti is a particular form of Goddess Lakshmi, the consort of Balaram's plenary expansion Sankarshan, who belongs to the second Chaturvyuha expansion. the Vishnu Puran states, Varuna prahita chasmai malam al amlana pankajam samudrabhe tatha vastre nile lakshmir ayachata. Sent by Varuna, Goddess Lakshmi then presented Balaram with a garland of unfading lotuses and a pair of garments colored blue like the sea. Vasitva vasasi nile malam amucha kanchanim reye svalankrito lipto mahindra ivavarana. Lord Balaram dressed himself in the blue garments and put on the gold necklace. Anointed with fragrances anointed with fragrances and beautifully adorned, he appeared as resplendent as Indra's royal elephant. Commentary. Anointed with sandalwood paste and other pure fragrant substances, Balaram resembled Airavat, the great elephant of Lord Indra. Adyapi drishyate rajan yamuna krishtavartmana balasyananta viryasya viryam suchayati vahi. Even today, O king, one can see how the Yamuna flows through the many channels created when it was dragged by the unlimitedly powerful Lord Balaram. Thus she demonstrates his prowess. Commentary. Even today, Yamuna is marked with paths made by Balaram's plow. Evam sarva nishayata ekeva ramato vraje ramasya kshipti chittasya madhuryar vrajayoshitam. Thus, for Lord Balaram, all the nights passed like a single night as he enjoyed in Vraj, his mind enchanted by the exquisite charm and beauty of Vraja's young ladies. Commentary. For Balaram, all the nights passed as if they were a single night, since each night brought a completely new experience of joy and association with the beautiful damsels of Vraj. Thus ends the commentary on the 65th chapter of the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, for the pleasure of the devotees in accordance with the previous acharyas. Jai Baladev Prabhu ki Jai Baladev Rasyatra ki Jai Sarva Vraja Devi Gan ki Jai Varuni Devi ki Jai Yamuna Devi ki Jai. Jai Balaram. So maybe there's still a little bit of time left. Maybe we could read from the Vrajmandal Parikrama book. Let me just look that up. Vrajmandal Parikrama Pure Bhakti. Actually, we could read it on the Kindle format. Whatever. Let's just read it here because that'll be quicker, I think. Okay. Actually. There. Where is Ramakart? Where is Ramghat? Which do you remember which one is it? Ramghat? Let's see. I'll just search.
It's not far from here.
How come it's not coming up? Sorry, guys. I should have done this before. Give me a second. Do they have a place glossary? I think so. Yes. Okay, let's find it here. Ramghat. There it is, page 448. All right, now we can find it. There we are. Ramghat. All right, sorry, sorry for taking so long. This place, Ramghat. So this is from my Gurudev's Vrajmandal Parikrama. This place lies on the bank of Yamuna, 2 miles east of Sherghar. Its present name is Obe. Baladev performed Ras Leela here. Shri Krishna and Balarāma had been living in Dwarka for a long time. The Vrajvasis' distress caused by their separation from them was so great that Shri Krishna sent Shri Baladev to Vraj to console them. At that time, Nanda Gokul, where they resided, was here. Baladev spent the 2 months of Chaitra and Vaishak in Nanda Vraj and tried his utmost to console his parents, the Sakhas and Gopis. In the end, and there's a picture of Ramghat there. And to alleviate the agony of the Gopis' separation, Baladev performed Ras here, complete with dancing and singing. At that time, Varunadev induced divinely fragrant Varuni, a sweet nectar found in trees, to start flowing. Baladev and his beloveds drank this Varuni and, becoming intoxicated, enjoyed the Ras. To sport in the water and to quench the thirst of the gopis, he called Yamuna, who was flowing some distance away. When she did not come, however, he dragged her over to them with his plow. He and the gopis then sported in the Yamuna's water. Even today, the Yamuna leaves her natural course and flows by Ramghat. A doubt may arise as how to Baladev could perform Ras with Shri Krishna's beloved gopis. This would be wholly improper from the perspective of Ras. It also seems improper for Baladev to have dragged the Yamuna with his plow, since she is a manifestation of Vishaka, and therefore a beloved of Krishna. Such doubts, however, arise only in the minds of those who lack knowledge of the absolute truth. Ordinary people cannot understand the real nature of transcendental Ras. Shri Krishna's and Baladev's Ras does not contain even the slightest trace of material licentiousness. Or any desire for lusty enjoyment. Furthermore, Baladev performed Ras Leela only with his own group of beloved gopis. This is clear from Murari Gupta's Sri Chaitanya Charita. Yamuna is Vishaka herself. She is a beloved of Krishna and one of the main girlfriends of Srimati Radhika. The Yamuna that flows into the sea is a manifestation of this Yamuna. is a manifestation of this Yamuna. It was this manifestation, not Yamuna herself, the beloved of Sri Krishna, who Baladev dragged with the nose of his plow. In this way, one's doubt on this subject can be dispelled. Sri Nityananda Prabhu came here during his tour of Rajmandal. When he took darshan of this place, he became absorbed in transcendental ecstasy. Near the temple of Balarāma is an Ashwatha tree, which is known to be a Sakha of Balarāma. It is here that Balarāma's Raslila took place. And maybe if there's time tomorrow, look, and there's the Ashwatha tree there. It was a Sakha of Balarāma. Interesting. And then there's Baladev Prabhu, Dauji, at Ramkat. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, if there's time, we can read Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's commentary on this. Also on Baladev's Raslila. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Oh, and Mitra Binda Didi, I don't actually know any special, like about today's Purnima. I don't know anything special about this particular Purnima. Yeah, Krishna Pusha Abhishek. Yeah, I mean, like that's a tradition in the temples. They will throw so many flowers on Thakurji that they get completely like submerged in the flowers. But I don't know of any particular pastime, like any lila that our acharyas talk about that. It's just all I know is the tradition in temples. Hi. Jai Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishir. If you know of anything, please send to me and then I could read it. So. Jai Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Juki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Juki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Anuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadash Raghunath, Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Chai Shri Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जाय. श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय. श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जाय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय. श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय. श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय. Shri Baladev Prabhu ki jai, Dao Bhaya ki jai. Shri Baladev Rasayatra ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi ki jai. Shri Varuni Devi ki jai. Sarva Praja Devi Gana ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Krishna Pushya Abhishek ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Oh, and Indira Mataji's comment. Yes, I would love to hear Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's commentary. Yamuna's identity is multifaceted. She also dresses sometimes like Krishna, as she has the same dark complexion. Ah, nice. Yeah. I don't think in the purport by Prabhupada, though, in the first chapter of Chaitanya Bhagavat, I don't think he talks about Yamuna in it. I don't remember that. Maybe, though, he does. But it's mostly just about the Rasyatra. But yeah. Yeah, beautiful point, though. But yeah, this, as we heard, this Yamuna that Baladev Prabhu dragged, this was Yamuna's manifestation, who's the wife of the ocean, right? But Vishaka is other Yamuna is different in Braj. All right, Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Oh wait, let's see what are we reading tomorrow. I forgot to look at that. We are going to be reading Pondaraka, the false Vasudev. Okay, so we're going to read about Pondaraka tomorrow. And then after that is Lord Balaram slays Dvivida the gorilla. Oh, maybe Bhavatarani Mataji, if she wouldn't mind, she can sing that song. Dvivida the gorilla wanted some revenge. Yeah, anyways. All right. Well, I'll ask her later. Hey, well, everybody. Dandavat pranams.